At about the same price of a B segment car here in Malaysia, you have the option of picking up for yourself a pickup truck. They look mean and they drive very well. But of course, if you're buying a pickup truck, you also have the option of taking your car off-roading. Now, what do you need to do before you do so? Those guys, they've been doing it for well over 3 decades. So I'm here to learn a thing or two about what you need to do to your rides before you take your car off the tarmac. Let's go. Okay, so you've got the truck and you want to go off-roading, but what are the things that you definitely must do before you even consider leaving the tarmac? I've got a guy who has well over 3 decades of experience, and according to him, he only sells the best in the world. So he must know a thing or two about what you should get. So here we have him, Mr. Stephen. Thank you so much for joining us. So, you old man emu, you are the old man lah, reading the world of off-roading. Okay, so I understand that there are 3 things you definitely need if you want to go off-roading. Okay, the first one, we're surrounded by it, right? Tell me about it.
Winch.
Yeah.
A winch is something that you definitely require for off-roading. For example, if you go alone or 2 or 3 cars, but not a big group. In a big group, certainly there are some people who have winch who can rescue you. Okay. But 2 or 3 cars or alone, you must have a winch to get yourself out of stuck. Because you're going off-road, a lot of uncertainties. You don't know what you're going to meet. For example, downpour, and pothole, rocks, and all this sort of terrain. Your vehicle will easily get stuck. So when it gets stuck, you need something to pull it out, to get out of stuck. So this is the machine that you need.
So in the last 30 years of you going off-roading, how many times have you had to use your winch?
Depends on the terrain. If it is a hardcore, probably you have to use the winch at least 10-20 times minimum.
Per trip?
Yes, minimum. But for the mild one, maybe 1 or 2 times you still require.
Got it. Okay. And then you obviously I can see different types of winches. You have one which is not so big here. Then you have
big one.
Big ones down there. All right.
The winch actually go according to the tonnage of the vehicle. So we will have to calculate what is the weight, gross vehicle weight of vehicle, and laden weight add on. Then you will determine what sort of capacity do you need for the winch. But generally, most for the pickup nowadays, they go for the 9,000 pounds.
9,000 pounds?
Yes.
Right. 9,000 pounds is the pulling
power. Is the pulling capacity. That is 4.5 tons. But if it's smaller vehicle like Suzuki Jimmy, then you can use a 6,000 or 8,000 pounds will be sufficient.
Right. So that's part number 1, you need winch. Oh, of course, if you get a winch, you must also get accessories to go with it and the right battery, right? Because?
No. But for the starter, I wouldn't advise that. Because it's a mild off-road. Because if you want everything, it will be too expensive for you to go off-road. So for just a starter, a winch, and the other 2 things I asked, off-road tires, change your off-road tires, and protection.
Bull bars.
Yes, bull bars.
Okay. All right. So let's go and have a look at the bull bars next. Okay. So here's the second part. This is what I understand. This is B lah. Just now A is winch. B, bull bars.
Protection equipment.
Protection equipment. Okay. Why is this important?
This is a bar for 2 purposes. One is to install a winch.
Okay, winch goes on here.
Yes, onto that. And the other thing is to protect against damage when during off-road. Because when you go off-road, as I told you just now, it's a lot of unforeseen circumstances. The road may be mud, you slip and knock against a tree or the rock, anything like that. So you need something to protect your front.
Right. Okay.
The 2 purposes.
Got it. Okay. And so, sorry, you're going to say?
And the third thing is, when you buy a bar, it's very important to make sure that this is compatible to manufacturer specification on the airbags.
The airbags.
Yes.
Okay, right. You mean there are some bars out there where if you install it and you get into an accident, airbags don't deploy?
Yes. But that is why all the manufacturers now coming out with a pickup, they don't have a kangaroo bar or U-bar, nothing in front. Because anything you put in front, if you bang and the airbag don't open, the insurance won't want to pay you. The insurance says you purposely block the airbag.
Right.
So this had to be very very important to consider.
Understood.
So make sure the bar that you buy is airbag compatible And not only that, must come with a certificate to prove that this bar is airbag compatible.
Is it depending on whether you want to be mild off-roading or hardcore off-roading, or do they all do the same thing?
This more on the design wise. No?
Okay.
So people, there are two types of bar like that, for example. This look more presentable, no? For those not so macho looking people on the street, no? Well, this one is definitely a must for off-road, because you have the side protection here on your headlamps and all these sort of things, you know.
Okay.
Because when you go off-road, there are a lot of bamboos and plants that will hit, you know.
Right.
So this one do not protect the headlamp,
Right,
you know.
okay.
But this will definitely look better than this one compared, no.
Okay. I will probably go for this one. I hope try to be handsome. But okay, so winch goes onto this, and this is the bull bar, and this is the front protection of
Yes,
the car.
front protection
alright?
of the car.
But you still need to prepare your car to go off-road, right?
Yes.
So we need to go and look at the suspensions.
Right.
Correct?
Okay.
Okay, wheeled it in. Final checkpoint, we've got the tire, and also we've got Old Man Emu suspension, probably because, again, it's probably one of the best in the world. That's why it's in your shop. But, okay, so what are the main considerations when you're doing the suspension and also the tires?
Why do you need to change the tire and the suspension? I go one thing at a time first.
Okay.
The first thing, suspension.
Okay.
Why? Now, when you go off-road, the important thing to consider is two things.
Okay.
Only two things.
Okay.
One is articulation, one is traction.
Okay.
Because traction will go together with articulation. If you don't have traction, your car cannot move.
Traction means tire must be on the ground.
On the ground.
On the ground,
Only when
okay.
the tire touches the ground, the vehicle can move.
Right,
But
okay.
in order to have the tire touching the ground,
You must
you
have-
will have articulation.
Articulation.
Yes. So
Because
that
sometimes
way-
you've got rock,
Yes.
you must have one tire on the ground contact.
Yeah, the other one climbing up.
Yeah,
No?
yeah.
So the shock absorber you change is to give you better articulation.
Okay.
No? So with better articulation, you can tackle the terrain better. No? So, and also safely. No? Now, when you talk about articulation and traction, another thing comes in. Is the shock length. No?
Okay.
The length of the shock, the longer the better.
The longer the travel.
Yeah, travel.
Okay.
But if you have long travel, you cannot have short travel, right? Now?
Okay.
So the extended length and the compressed length must be important.
Okay.
No? So every four-wheel drive make it different. No?
Right.
So the particular shock absorber that you buy for your vehicle, this extended length and the compressed length must match your vehicle. No,
Got it,
it's not
okay.
interchangeable. No, what
Okay.
can fit the Toyota will not go to a Land Rover. No.
Right, okay.
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 So you must consider whether the extended length and the compressed length is correct for your vehicle first of all.
Got it, okay.
Then the second thing is this suspension when you put it in, the purpose is just like I told you, is for articulation and traction.
And traction,
And another thing is to give you more comfort.
Okay.
You know, because off-roading is a very
you're jumping
bumpy
around.
ride,
Yeah.
you know,
Yes.
bumpy ride one thing, no? So it provides you comfort to tackle those knocks and bounce.
Got
no?
it, okay.
So your spring and the shock must be able to handle all
So
this.
it's not just the shock,
Yes.
but it's also the spring. So
Yes.
you've got the coils in front and also the leaf springs at the back.
So all these
They must work in tandem.
This must be a combination.
Got it,
So all
okay.
these must work together. No?
Okay.
Now come back to the tire here. Why you need to change to this type of tire? Because your car does not come with this mud terrain tire.
Yep.
No? Now why I ask people to change the mud terrain tire, because you may think that a normal tire can do the work going off-road, mild off-road for example, for the start. But in off-road situation, when you go in, it's mild. But after a heavy downpour, when you come out,
It's
it
not
becomes
so
a
mild
hardcore.
anymore. It becomes hardcore.
Hardcore.
Yeah.
So you are not
You're
able
stuck
to.
there just spinning.
Yes, just spinning. So this sort of tire will provide you the grip. No, the grip
Yeah.
to dig through the mud. So when you dig through the soft layer of mud, you
Yeah.
can go to the bottom hard layer.
Yeah.
When you go to the hard layer,
Then
you
you
get
get traction.
Then the car can move.
See, I'm smart. According to you, in the last 30 years of your experience, you have to do it right, because it's not just about you, it's also about safety of others. Tell me about that.
Okay. As I told you earlier, I am selling equipment. I am not selling accessories.
Okay.
So equipment is equipment, accessory is accessory. Equipment is something technical, and anything technical must meet technical specification.
Okay.
And this technical specialist must meet the world standard, SAE standard, or this GEAR standard, or this BS standard. All this must meet. No? So anything technical you buy, make sure you get the specification correct. Okay. Now, accessory, there's no technical involved. Accessory is something to decorate your vehicle.
Okay.
So any brand will do. No, it's cheap or whatever.
Decorate,
yes,
decorate. Yeah.
It doesn't change the vehicle handling, the vehicle safety, and all these things. But when you buy equipment, it changes the whole car. No, so you must go to people who know what they are selling.
Yep.
Not go to accessory shop. I want to upgrade the car, four-wheel drive equipment, and all these sort of things. No.
Got it. Yep.
So, and then furthermore, all these upgrading things must conform to the road transport rules and
the
regulations.
laws,
that is the
simply
JBJ
put, yeah,
law.
yeah.
No? Not just walking into an accessory shop and put your lights and the radio.
So everything needs to be
conform to
the law.
safety specification, conform to law, and all these things.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not as cheap as you get.
No.
Sometimes you just have to spend more to ensure that the safety is there and you're on the right side of the law.
So those people who do not know about this, they go for the cheapest thing.
Yeah.
No? They go for things made in Thailand and China, imitation product, because it's cheap.
Right.
No? That's dangerous.
Boss, thank you so much.
Thank you
Okay,
very
come, let's go. Let's find some jungle somewhere.